I think it's pretty good. Hey,
Okay.
what's going on, man? It is your girl, TampaMystic, and we are live on the industry's most wanted.
Industries most
You
wanted.
see it, big industry's most wanted, not the little one. Listen, I got a superstar checking in tonight. He goes by the name of Created by Papa. What's going on with you, family? How you doing?
Hey, my baby, you know the P stand for Papa. What up, though?
Nah, facts, man. Listen, it is an absolute pleasure to have you on here tonight. We got a lot to talk about because you've definitely been making major moves throughout your entire journey, still making major moves. But go ahead and give us that official introduction.
Man, I don't even really know what to say. What up, though? You feel me? It's your man's M City JR, all the way from Detroit. Man, I'm really happy to be here. I appreciate you for even inviting me on your platform, man.
Man, it is an absolute pleasure. And I just want to say this, if you're ever out here in the Atlanta area, right now I'm working from my home studio, but I have an actual studio where I bring my in-person guest. If you're ever in the Atlanta area, it would be an honor to have you come through there as well.
For sure, for sure. We definitely got to get that popping. 100%.
Definitely. Well, listen, let's just jump into it, man, because people got to understand your journey. I'm sure a lot of them do, but for the ones that don't, we about to put them all the way on game. You from Detroit, Michigan. Let's talk about that first. Growing up in the beautiful city, the music city of Detroit, what was that like for you?
Man, it was amazing. It was kind of like one of those training grounds where you really can't, like you can't regret any moment. Every moment was a learning one. I really came up from the bottom, like really came up from the underground.
Yeah.
So I think it was just it's appreciated. If I could just sum it up into one word, it's definitely I'm appreciative of it.
Absolutely. In Detroit, historically over the years is definitely known for its music scene. I know it's also known for the automobile industry,
Yeah.
but you're tapped in on music. Would you say growing up in Detroit had a musical influence on you?
Oh yeah, for sure, 100%. So just like those type of origins, like we're the creators of Motown, of course, like that whole movement. You can't really ignore those type of roots. Yeah, like those are roots. Those are really solid roots. So I couldn't even think of what my music would sound like if I didn't come from Detroit. Like I don't even know what I would sound like for real.
Do you feel like Detroit has somewhat of its own sound?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think, but that's regional though. So I think every pocket has its own sound. Um, it's just it has everything to do with culture. It has everything to do with influences. Has everything to do with slang,
Yeah.
terminology. You know, yeah, all of that plays a big part. So for sure, of course, we have a really big sound right now that the country's starting to gravitate towards, which I think is really awesome.
Absolutely.
They really loving us out there, man. It's the D.
No, that's facts. Absolutely. So throughout your journey of music, describe the types of sounds that you have put out that may be different than what people are hearing coming out of Detroit.
So I'm extremely different. So like I'm extremely different with with my songwriting because I write for so many other artists. So
Yes.
I might be writing for some artist in Atlanta, might be writing for somebody in LA, might be writing for somebody in New York. So my sounds are kind of like influenced by the overall culture of hip hop. North, south, east, west, wherever whatever. I guess production, wherever the production is kind of like leading me is kind of like where I go.
Yes.
So for me, yeah, I'm kind of like all over the place. I'm kind of like a melting pot of of I'm not gonna say genres because I might fluctuate in a different genre here and there, but yeah, man, it's influences from all over the place.
Absolutely. How important do you feel like it is as an artist or a songwriter or maybe someone who's even producing to have an open mind to different sounds and like you said, working in different regions? Is that really important for you?
I mean, it just depends on what you want to do.
Yeah.
It depends on who you want to reach. Um, you might be an artist that only wants to reach a specific group of people, and
Right.
you plan to speak to a different group of a different audience. You want to speak to the same audience over and over again. I'm an artist that I like to be fluent in different languages. I like to be fluent in different cultures and different scenes. I don't like necessarily listening to the same thing over and over again. Like I
Right,
want
right.
variety. I might feel like doing a salsa or something. You feel me? A little merengue or something.
Definitely. What other languages do you speak or are you fluent in?
Which other what?
What other languages are you fluent in or can speak a little bit of?
I can't speak a lick of nothing. Like I might, I might be able to tell you it's like it's delicioso or something, but I learned that from Dora. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Buenos dias.
yeah, I can't really speak no nothing. You know what I'm saying? I think I can speak like a little bit of pig Latin. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, for real. You're cracking me up because I'm the same way. Like I know Paquito, a little bit of
Yeah,
Spanish, and that's
uno
it.
momento. You feel me?
Un momento, por favor.
Yeah, that's it. I don't know no other languages. So I was speaking of like the musical languages. Like different frequencies. We got trap languages. We have urban pop languages. Just different. Drill. You got drill music.
Yeah,
Just different frequencies of hip hop that you can always tap into. Everybody is kind of doing the same thing, but we're not speaking the same language.
100%. Do you write R&B tracks as well?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I haven't in a long time. Me and Sheree Laree, we just did an amazing rendition of Biggie's "One More Chance." It turned out amazing, I think, but that's just me. I could be biased, but it's an amazing track. Sheree did amazing. I couldn't have asked for like when I say she knew the assignment. She knew the assignment. She came in and tackled it. It's flawless. It's beautiful. Like I love it.
Let me ask you this, staying on the songwriting, there's a lot of artists out here that I sit down and have conversations with who aspire to songwrite for other artists, which I think that's a great thing to get into.
Yeah.
What piece of advice could you offer somebody who maybe is a great songwriter, but they don't know where to start pitching it to other artists? Any advice or gems you could drop on them?
So, just being honest, you have to work your ass off like anything else, and it has to be. You should probably want it to be a situation where you are just loving what you do. Um, you just have to be in it. That's kind of a hard, like, touchy place to go because songwriting is such a fickle industry. It's very, very fickle, and you never know. You feel me? Like you never know. There could be a hit song right now that I wrote 2 years ago that's done, completed, and sitting on somebody's hard drive, and they just haven't released it yet, or the budget hasn't came through for the label for it yet, or whatever. You really just have no idea. So I think to go in it with high expectations is kind of immature. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't like go in it with expectations like, oh, I'm gonna write a song today and I'm gonna place it tomorrow and I'm gonna be a millionaire next week. That's just not kind of how it works. You kind of just want to flood the market with as many ideas as you can. And I just personally feel like once the industry has agreed that they like your ideas, then they actually start listening to you. So
Absolutely.
it might take like 100 references for them to be like, oh, okay, we'll listen to what you have to say. To where the next 10 songs you send, they're gonna put a budget behind it.
There you go.
Just because they like, finally out of the 100th song they've heard, you're like, okay, I guess we'll listen to you. And then you take it, they're gonna put a budget behind it. Just keep going.
Definitely. When you write for other artists, do you write specific songs with specific artists in mind, or do you connect with the artist and find out what it is that they want you to write? Or is it a little
So
bit of both?
yeah, so it's a little bit of both. Sometimes, well, my preference is definitely to connect with the artist. We're gonna
Yeah.
definitely get the highest production. We're gonna get the best quality. We're gonna get the best bang for our buck when we're together. When it's not together, like because a label will just send out a pack and like, hey, do this for so and so. It's very like cookie cutter, manufactured. Um, it feels like AI.
Yes.
It's kind of like an AI situation. Like come in and do what we know the formula is, do what's gonna sell, and and kind of go about your day. When you connect with the artist, it's more personal. It's more real.
Absolutely.
You get an actual real sound instead of something that's just microwavable.
Right. I think a lot of music producers feel that way as well. They prefer to have the artist in studio, they cook up
Yeah,
together rather than just sending out a beat pack saying, pick one.
yeah, for sure. No, for for sure, 100%, 100%.
So you've been doing music pretty much your whole life?
I mean, I'm not gonna say like my whole life, but is long enough is like since I could comprehend what I was doing.
Yeah.
I think like I maybe was put on punishment in like second grade for like a rap book that I had that was really explicit. I don't know why I was talking like that at 7 years old, but
What were you talking? No, you ain't gotta tell us.
it was extremely inappropriate for a 7-year old for sure. I was
That's funny and cute at the same time.
Yeah, it was a lot of cap in my rap back then. A lot of cap. I was doing all sorts of stuff I had never done.
That is hilarious because at that age you haven't experienced a lot in life yet. So it's probably stuff that you've seen, some you heard, maybe some stuff on TV. So our imaginations are gigantic at that age, right?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. It was a
What's
lot
po-
of Tupac in there. It was a lot of yeah.
Tupac had a huge influence on everybody, I think.
Yeah. And at 7, I probably should have went and played on the playground somewhere or something.
But you know what though? You without maybe actually knowing it, you learned your calling and your destiny of life
Yeah,
early on.
I definitely got bit by the bug very very early. Very early. Definitely 97, 98. Was definitely like, oh yeah, that's cool. That's what I want to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know that back in, I want to say 2016, Addicted to My Ex was a record that really
Yeah,
shot your career off. You've been doing big things, but that was a song I know that we were hearing everywhere. Tell us about,
yeah,
how that record changed the narrative of what you're doing in the music industry.
yeah. That's Big Baby right there. Addicted. Another song that I wrote for someone else. I actually wrote that song for Young Thug at the time. And that was for all the songwriters out there,
Yeah.
that was the situation where I wrote a song for another artist. They didn't take it, they didn't want the record, but it was still a hit record, at the end
Yes.
of the day. So just because somebody doesn't take your record or someone doesn't pick it up for them, it might be for you. Just do the record. So yeah, I did the record and it was hot, it was amazing, and we were like, this was for him, but let's put it out. We put it out, and I think the culture and pretty much the people kind of did what they wanted to do with it. It really had nothing to do with us.
When you have a hit record and you know in your heart it's a hit record, like you said, even if you wrote it for someone else, you cannot let a record like that go to waste. I'm glad that you used
Yeah,
it and did what you did with it because that was a pivotal time in your music career. And you've done some other huge things, which we'll definitely get into. You've got a lot of accolades in this music industry, something you should be very proud of.
thank you, and I'm working on more every single day, like
I
literally.
love it. Definitely. And now you've collaborated with a lot of well-known artists. Did you and Thug at any time eventually get a record together?
No, I would have loved one, man. Free Slime.
I know, right?
Yeah, it was such an interesting thing. So at the time, it was a lot of Atlantic Records, things back and forth. As far as like administration transitioning, managers transitioning,
Right.
people doing different things. So we never got a time. As a matter of fact, at that time, that was from him transitioning from like the Birdman situation with Rich Homie Quan and everything. So it was just a
Yeah.
lot going on with him. And we never did have a chance to connect. I really wish that we would have, though. That would have been like an amazing thing because he has a lot of influence in like style and fashion and all of that stuff.
Absolutely. And he's such a good dude. I'll tell you a quick story. When I first moved to Atlanta back in 2013, one of my first hosting gigs out here was at Magic City, which is like one of the most well-known strip clubs out here, right?
Okay, didn't know that.
Thug used to come through all the time, and oftentimes he would be by himself. He would come in there, he would sit in his little section, tip the girls, eat his meal, and I was like, man, I just thought that was so dope because of the fact that he was at that time was popping. Atlanta, he was playing everywhere, and I was like, that
Yeah,
to me just showed his character that he doesn't have to have this huge entourage with him and stuff. He was just coming out chilling.
that's crazy. We kind of rock the same way.
Yes, I love it. What about Kid Cudi? What did you work on with Kid Cudi?
You know what? So Google be lying sometimes. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't never met Kid Cudi a day in my life,
Really?
or done any work with that man. I don't know what, but I have seen that on Google, and I
We're
don't
gonna
know.
manifest it. How about that?
Yeah, I don't know what they be talking about. I was like, I guess I did a Kid Cudi record. And what's really so funny is like I've written so many records, and even like with ghostwriting, it's not even necessarily credited.
Right.
Um, I've been trying to find out this Kid Cudi record forever. I don't know. I don't
It's
know which record I wrote for him for. I don't know what record I did with him. I'm looking for it too though. Cudi, hey, Kid Cudi, hit me up, man. We definitely got to lock in. I don't know what the situation is, but let's make something happen for sure.
No, that's dope because I think he's such a dope artist. What I really enjoy about him is his sound is very different. And with what you're creating, and he is, maybe it's just destiny. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's
Yeah.
like being thrown out into the atmosphere because it's going to happen at some point in time.
Yeah,
Like,
I think they figured like it kind of had to make sense. They're like,
yeah,
of course, he did a record with Kid Cudi.
definitely. Well, who are a couple of artists that we may be familiar with that you've maybe written some songs for?
Man, tons. It, tons. Um, man, I've written for MMG, from Stally, Wale, Meek Mill. I haven't really worked with Ross or anything yet, which is kind of interesting. Now that I think
Yeah,
about it.
we gotta make that
Um,
happen too.
yeah, I've kind of like pitched things for the whole camp, but never really kind of got in touch with Ross. I wrote some amazing joints with Missy Elliott,
Man, that's
uh,
legendary.
Wiz Khalifa, a lot of Atlantic people at the time. But like my newest roster is like all females. Sexy
Mm,
Red. I believe her. You pronounce it Alicia. She's I'm not sure if she's from Atlanta, but I first got connected with her through Lotto, which is I love Lotto to death.
yeah,
Yeah, did some joints for her and Ruby Rose as well. So really just been pitching out work,
man.
pitching out work, seeing who want to connect and who really vibing.
Absolutely. You have to just keep throwing it out there. Eventually, some things are going to stick. You know, I'm a big believer in shooting your shot because the worst that could happen is they say no or you just don't hear back from 'em. Cool. You move on to the next one.
Or you drop it by yourself and go make you a million. You feel me?
Like
At
you
the
did.
at the
You
end of the
did.
day, it really don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Either take the record or
Right.
don't, because I'm gonna make the money off of it regardless.
No record gets left behind.
No record gets left behind. I love that.
Definitely. So let's talk about some of your accolades. Double platinum,
Yeah.
that's major, major, major. For people who are not in tune with your movement, talk to us about what you went double platinum on.
So shout out to Addicted. First of all, like again, that's Big Baby, and that is probably one of the most proud moments that I've been like able to experience. So the crazy part is that we were fighting for platinum, right? We were fighting for this platinum status, and in real life, the accolade got achieved from just streaming. So we ended up getting this platinum status just off of streaming records, right? So
Man,
just strictly off of streaming,
which is
and
difficult.
yeah, especially kind of like at the time where we were at, streaming was kind of new
Yes.
back when in 2016. Of course, we had it and everything, but it wasn't at
Right.
the level that it was. We have to think like platforms like Tidal have literally came and kind of gone, in that time period. Of course, they're still
Yes.
here and around, but they've transitioned so much from what they were to what we have now. So yeah, very different, but it was the biggest achievement in the world because we went gold originally just off actual hard copy sales. Um, you know, hitting Billboard independently was crazy.
Yes.
So it's just a big deal when you kind of do it by yourself. It's kind of a big deal when you did it independently,
Yes.
because we have labels are around, and they they might keep an eye on you, or they might reach out for you when it's beneficial. But it's not always a situation where they're just like throwing a budget at you, like, oh yeah, you got a good record, well, here's a million
Right.
bucks to go do it. You literally have to do it on your own. Like, people don't understand. You can be as signed as you want to. If the label does not like the product, they're not going to put their money behind it.
Absolutely, because they want that return on their investment.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think that's like just the biggest accomplishment, because we were fighting for it. We were fighting for it really hard, and just to look up and like, dude, you did platinum just off streaming sales. Like,
That is
go
major.
for the double. You know, go for the double platinum.
Absolutely, because for people who don't know, it takes into the billions of streams to reach that, and then to do it twice.
Yeah.
That
Yep.
is
Absolutely.
that's huge. Like I just get chills thinking about it, and it was your accomplishment just because I'm like,
I
especially like you
appreciate it.
said, doing it as independent, bro. Like, gosh, that's something to be super proud of. And let me ask you this: being that you did that independently, you may have had some people around you at the time who helped with your journey. Does that put any pressure on you as an artist to accomplish that again?
No, actually, no. Actually, it's the exact opposite. It actually removes all pressure. I did it. It's not like
You did.
nobody else
I
did
know
it.
that's
Yeah,
right.
nobody else did it. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I don't have to figure out how to do it. I already know how to do it.
Yes.
And so yeah, it actually removes all pressure because I know for a fact um the record moves when I push the button.
That's right.
Not when nobody else pushes the button. It doesn't have. I'm not waiting on a budget. I'm not waiting on, a marketing team. I'm not waiting on anything. When I feel like pushing a record is when a record gets pushed.
Man, and that's a great feeling to have that sort of freedom per se to be able to call the shots on when, where, how, why everything happens. So do you want to stay independent or do you ever want to do like a partnership deal?
I'm a businessman. I'm about what makes sense. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yes.
all about a dollar at the end of the day. Um, I've never been one to fall in love or romanticize record deals.
Yes.
I will romanticize a great deal, but that's with any company and with any business. If I did lawn care, a good contract is a good contract. It doesn't matter. So
No,
yeah,
absolutely.
opposed. I'm not opposed to anything that makes sense. At whatsoever. If it makes sense, send it to me. And what do they say? I have my people talk to your people, and your people talk to my people.
Absolutely. And also, like you said, Billboard as well. Like that is major, major,
Double
major.
billboard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
double billboard. Let me get it right. Double billboard. Let's talk about that a little bit as well. Like, I can't even imagine because I'm not a music artist, but I can only imagine what type of high that puts you on to reach that. What does that do for one's ego and pride for themselves to have reached that again at an independent level?
Are we being honest, or is just like we just doing
I want you to keep it
the
G.
media? Is this just the media answers?
No, I want you to keep it G. We transparent over here.
Okay, so being transparent, being 100% honest, it took 8 years for me to find out that I went double billboard.
Really?
8 years, and that is the reason why we're celebrating. Literally, we're celebrating so highly now
Yes.
because those accolades were intentionally kept away from me. That
Mhm.
information was intentionally kept away from me from, powers that were moving in the industry that weren't so positive for my
Yes.
career. We just found out that I went double billboard this year.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
this year, and
crazy.
that was because we were going through and we were going for the platinum certifications, and they sent us this catalog of all of the awards that we could get. Who knew? So I'm like, oh, I'm like, you could get a Billboard award, like, for this and that. And they're like, yeah, I never got one. You never got one? No, nobody ever told me that it was available. They're like,
Wow.
yeah, all of this is available. So it's just a learning experience, and
Yeah.
I didn't necessarily do it for the awards. So I wasn't really looking to. When you're that young and you're coming into it, you think all of this stuff is kind of like set up for you. You
Yes.
know, I thought if I guess in my head at the time, once I hit Billboard, Billboard was gonna send it to me. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like who? I don't know. I hit Bill. I knew about it, but I'm like, okay, so where's my plaque? Are they gonna send it to me, or are they? But nobody did. Nobody even, gave me the information of like what chart I was on or
Wow.
anything. So yeah, it's
Have
one
you
of those.
received
But
it now?
it's knowledge based though. You know, it's not something that I like dwell on it or like
Yeah, of course. Like you said, it's a learning process. Like there's always going to be hurdles and things that we go through. Sometimes we might struggle with
I
this
don't
or
know
that,
why
but
they didn't want to give me my flowers for that record. I thought it was a great record.
listen, it is a great record for sure, man. So did you receive your plaque for it yet, or is it
Yeah,
still
we
en
just
route?
got it like 3 weeks ago. It just came. Yeah, shout out to DJ Q11. He's right now he's flying the first one that we got. And that's just like I said, it's amazing. Double Billboard, double platinum. We have millions of streams to even get these plaques for that I never even knew we were supposed to be getting.
Man, what do you think that it was about that particular song that just really took off and people resonated with enough to stream it enough to go double platinum, double billboard?
Um, I intentionally I intentionally created that song for the culture.
Yeah.
A lot of people, I think they kind of miss the intent. The intent that I intentionally put every viral phrase that was going on at the time in one record. That I intentionally created a record with more than one hook, more than one
Yes.
chorus. That I intentionally created. It was just intentional. That's kind of like the only thing. I kind of did it on purpose. You know, people like how or why. It was like we did that on purpose. That was, we kind of took the decade and kind of summed it up in one record, one record at one time. And I think at that time, yeah, people were using it as a tool to express themselves. And
Yes.
everybody at that time was having a really great time expressing themselves.
Definitely. Yeah, when you have a record that people can resonate with, I think those are the type of records that take off the most because you're going to get some of everybody tuning in and listening to it.
Yeah. I feel like I feel like my audience are painters, like they're artists themselves. They're painters, and what I did was just supply them a really great hue of paint. You know,
Man, that's
so
a great analogy.
they kind of took the record. Like I said, it was so many creations off of that creation. You know, people are creating TikToks and movies and all of these things, and it's like, wow, you guys really just needed some paint.
Absolutely. And guess what? Shout out to Thug, but hey, good for you. You know what I'm saying? That was a record that you intended for him, but it ended up being yours. You wrote it, and look where it got you. Double platinum, double billboard. That's a major accomplishment.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Out of all the artists that you've written for, which one would you say was like your favorite to work with?
Favorite to work with.
Well, how was it working with Wiz Khalifa?
So I never. So a lot of these situations are not like in studio joints.
Right.
You know, they're you might get you might get you might get the luckiest I think I've gotten is like a FaceTime. Where
Yeah.
it's like, and then you might not get a lot of, you might just get, yeah, that's hard, and then all right, then I gotta go. It wasn't nothing like that. But my my greatest experiences in songwriting come from working with the producer.
Mm,
So, because the magic is made with us, it's not really made with the artist.
right. I agree.
We're the songwriter and the producer is creating the record, and we're just emailing it off. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So my favorite producers or artists to work with for sure, Go Grizzly, 100%. That's
So
my
Grizzly,
man.
I love that dude,
Um,
man.
but aside of Go Grizzly, Yak beats from they're in the same team camp
Yeah.
coalition. Winter Circle. Yak is by far he's like a muse to me. There are certain like if I'm doing a project, I can't even release a project without a Yak beat. I can't release it without him putting his eyes and his energy on the record or on the project. I create my best records from Yak.
I love that. I love that. You
100%.
have that chemistry with him.
Oh man, it's like a he doesn't miss. He doesn't miss. Um Yak will send me 10 beats and 9 of them, I'm like, dude, I have to record 9 songs tonight. Like, what do you know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna create something with every single one. Um, Go Grizzly, we're gonna have so much fun. We're gonna have really like he's just such a cool soul, and
Yes.
I've known him prior to all of our accolades. I've known him
Yeah.
before he was platinum. Known him before, we've been working with each other for years.
Yes.
So yeah, it's just a really great feeling. I enjoy working with the producers for sure, way more than the artists.
100%. On the record, Addicted to My Ex, who produced that one?
That is produced by Yola Pie Bricks.
Okay.
Shout out to Yola. That is a Dirty Glove STL production that I am so proud of. And that's like a local thing for us. Shout out to everybody from the D that know what I'm talking about. But yeah, that is a Dirty Glove STL record from the core, and I'm extremely proud of that. That's legendary right there.
Did you give that particular producer their first platinum?
I did, yeah. First
Another
platinum,
big accolade.
first gold, first platinum. We kind of started from the bottom, together. And he had some amazing records that also ended up reaching the Atlantic system, and didn't quite hit gold, didn't quite hit platinum, but the one that we created definitely did.
Y'all created magic together.
Yeah, for sure.
So let me ask you this one more question about that. Being that that record you said originally was intended for another artist, but you ended up recording it. Did you already have that beat in mind, or is that something you had to go and find a beat because now you're recording the record?
No, so at the time I was just doing tons of writing for Atlantic. So we're doing records for Jeezy, we're doing records for Meek Mill, we're doing records for just that whole line of people. And it's just really a situation where it was a beat pack. I got sent like 10 beats, and it's like work, and that was just one of the ones that came out of that amazing beat pack.
I love it.
So it wasn't anything specific. It wasn't anything. They're like, hey, these are the Atlantic artists that we need records for. Go. Excuse me. Go.
Absolutely. Are you still actively writing for Atlantic or any of the artists involved with Atlantic Records?
I write for whoever cutting the check. It doesn't matter now.
The chick.
Yeah, I did just have a couple of Atlantic artists that were on my roster, and but I'm working with everybody
Yeah.
because in real life the industry, since the whole transition of everything has condensed so small, we're all kind of working with everybody anyway.
Absolutely. And you have such a humble spirit that I feel like that you would be the type of person somebody would want to work with. And if they don't want to get in the studio with you, they out their mind because I could tell that you're real down to earth.
I can't listen. I can't tell them that. You know what I'm saying? I can't tell them
I'm
that.
telling them that. Y'all listen to
Yeah, you
Tim.
gotta tell them that. Yeah. You gotta tell them that for sure.
Facts, man. Let's switch gears for a minute because you're also, obviously you handle all your business within the music industry. Outside of that, you have other ventures as well. Tell us about the relaunch of Yacht Club Social Network.
Man, so big boats in here. Y'all know that. Shout out. Listen, I'm so glad that you asked me that question. Everybody right now, because I haven't told nobody. So
Okay, so we got the exclusive.
you are literally getting the exclusive right now. Everybody can go online right now and go to bigboat.club and check out my new website. Just launched it. I literally have not even said anything to anybody about it yet. So you guys get it first. That is
Hey,
bigboat.club. And man, the relaunching of Yacht Club is so exciting. So it was a collective that made so many, like, I want to say, like, pioneering moments in the local industry in Detroit, that I'm just proud to be able to kind of connect with artists again, because the artists that was there, they don't necessarily represent the art that we're producing now. You know what I'm saying?
understood.
So this new wave of yacht is really exciting because we're 10 times smarter than what we were. Um, we're 10 times diligent. Like, we are just laser focused. And I think to just like wrap it up in a nutshell, we know what we're doing this time.
Yeah.
Last time, you know, just to speak honestly, we did not know what we were doing. We were young, we were trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
We got a big break and, we handled it the best way that we could. Now, this run is a lot different.
That
Yeah,
is
this
dope,
run is a
man.
lot different.
Yeah, because like you said in the beginning stages, you may not have understood all the ins and outs of the business, but now you have a
Yeah.
grasp on it. So now you are destined to win. Not that you
Oh,
lost
yeah.
before.
We know better. We know better now.
Yeah.
We know better. There were tons of things, looking back that we would never do ever again. You know what I'm saying? So that's a good thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I want to do a couple quick shout outs. Right now, we're live streaming on YouTube, 2 Facebook pages, Twitter or X, and Twitch. Shout out to Level
Okay.
Up Sound checking in. He's a super, super dope engineer out here in the Atlanta area. So if you ever
Okay.
want to come to Atlanta and put some work in, shout out to DJ Big V. He's a phenomenal international DJ. He's out in the Mississippi market. He's on FM radio out there 5 days a week. So he would be someone to connect with. Shout out to Robert over there on Facebook. He's someone who just comes in and supports all the time, all my interviews. So I just want to give a quick
Shout out to
salute.
Rob in the
Yeah,
building.
yeah, everybody checking in. We definitely appreciate you. So let's go back over on to the music side. Let's talk about, did you have an album that was titled Mom Spaghetti?
Oh yeah. That's coming out now, my baby. Yeah. No, listen,
Listen,
that's my new joint. That is about to come soon. So people been begging me for Mom Spaghetti like crazy. Um, Shout out to Eminem, of course. If you don't get the reference, yes, I'm from Detroit. Yes, Mom Spaghetti is an Eminem reference. There's vomit on the sweater already. Mom Spaghetti, he's nervous, but on the surface he looks calm and ready. So yeah, it's just a big tribute. It's just a big tribute to my hometown. It's a big tribute to my culture. The narrative, right, of Mom Spaghetti was from the nerves. You're nervous, but you still sick. You still gonna perform. You're still gonna go for it. You're still gonna go for the gusto. Um, my new record, Never Going Broke, is on Mom Spaghetti. So you guys got to make sure you check that out. One More Chance is on Mom Spaghetti. I got a couple more joints, man. All my bling produced by Go Grizzly. Paperboy produced by Squad. Even Never Going Broke. Never Going Broke is produced by Go Grizzly as well. So
he's such a good dude, man.
yeah,
Shout out
that's
to
my
Good
guy,
Grizzly.
bro. Like literally, love him to
So
death.
humble. And like you said, I've known him for years, and now seeing all the accolades that he's accomplished, it just makes you proud to see people that's really rise up, just like yourself.
Yeah, he's like, I can't even name how many plaques that boy got, but
Yo,
he keeps stacking them up. I went over
going
to his
crazy.
spot. He got them on the floor. He got them they everywhere.
Nah, and that's the path that you're on as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though you said earlier on, you've accomplished going double platinum, but I really feel like because you're such a humble spirit and you produce great, great music, you're putting out good music, that you're destined for more of those plaques. You're gonna have them stacked up here soon.
I appreciate it. Yeah, we're working on it right now.
So, how many records are going to be anticipated to be on Mom's Spaghetti?
I think I got like 10. I think 10. Maybe you want me to? I could check. You want me to check?
Yeah,
Let me see. Let me see real quick. Let me pull out my notes.
let's
Let me
do a
see.
gander.
Yeah, let's take a gander really quick. Let me see what I got on my spaghetti. Let me see if I can find it. I just need a track list.
And then let me ask you this while you're looking that up. All the songs that are on there, are they creating like kind of a specific theme per se for that album?
Mm, not necessarily. So, Mom Spaghetti, in like traditionally, it's just a mixtape,
Yeah.
and I feel like I'm a lot older than what people think that I am, and they don't understand that I come from, I guess, like a culture or a tradition where mixtapes had a very specific purpose of promotion.
Understood. You're absolutely right.
That's kind of the thing. I'm a firm believer that great artists make horrible art all the time.
Mm.
Firm believer of that.
Yeah.
If you are not creating terrible art often, you're probably not an artist. You
Yeah.
know, there's so many things that get scrapped, and that oh, this was just an idea that just didn't come to whatever. I think you just gotta keep going.
No, you're absolutely right. Because one thing that I know about life is we absolutely cannot please everybody. And that means, like, if you put 10 songs out, not everybody's going to like all 10, but that's okay. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? Like you said, you keep it moving because, you throw 10 out there, two of them might be the ones, and the other eight might go back in the vault, or, you might not do nothing with them, and that's okay.
right, exactly. That's just kind of how I feel about it.
Absolutely. For the record that you have now, Never Going Broke, which we're going to check out in a few minutes, is there a visual for this one yet?
Not yet. So I just released the lyric video, which was
Hmm.
cool. Really, it was just like kind of like a vlog. We kind of did like in a vlog style, and it was a trip to New York. Shout out to Great Rizzy on Shade 45. That was I had a really great time with him. He's also been like a really great supporter of me in my career. So I went out to New York, had a great time out there, and we kind of just like vlogged our time. I kind of feel like that essence of the internet is kind of lost too. Nobody
I
vlogs
agree, and I
anymore.
love that essence.
Yeah, so it was kind of just a fun thing where I was like, hey, let's go around, let's catch, show the people what we're doing and show them that we're connecting. So I just dropped the lyric video. It's doing pretty well right now. I probably just dropped it like 3 days ago. So go check that out so everybody can, finally learn the words and, be available to turn up when I start doing shows. But
Absolutely,
no
that's a great
visual
idea.
yet.
You might be giving some of these other artists out here an idea. Like you said, you vlogged it and then turn it into a lyric video. That's a phenomenal idea. I love that.
Yeah, yeah. And I can't even take the credit for it. I'm pretty sure I stole that idea from somebody else. I'm pretty sure I
Maybe
saw
some
somebody else
Russell.
do it. And was like, oh yeah, just that's cool. That's an easy way to make a lyric video. And I think it's just a cool way for people to connect.
I
Yeah,
agree because, like you said, people really want to learn the lyrics to some songs, and sometimes they might not quite catch what you said on a certain verse or whatever. So,
yeah,
them videos, I think, are real pivotal to you doing promotion and marketing for your song because there's so many things. We're in a digital era, right? So,
yeah.
it's like you have to come up with so many different ideas. Is there going to be an official music video coming soon?
Oh yeah, for sure. So I've actually had this music video planned in my head for quite some time. It's kind of just figuring out who I want to shoot the video. That's
That is
kind of the
so
thing.
important.
It's because it's all. So hear me out. Like it's all art and working with me. It's I treat videographers like artists as well.
Yes.
It's about who I want to create art with. You
Yes.
know, there's a lot of dope, amazing videographers that I would never work with. I don't want to
Mm,
work with you, and it's just what it is. I don't like the energy. I don't like what they represent. I don't want to be on their frequency. I don't really care
understood.
how amazing your little video is, but I just kind of want to work with people that I enjoy working with.
I agree. I could not agree more. There are some people out here, like you said, their work is phenomenal. Even some artists have great music, but just their energy and their presence, I'm like, no thanks. I wouldn't even want to sit down and interview
Right.
them, honestly, because I just feel like our energies would clash. So, and especially with a videographer who's trying to bring your vision to life, you guys got to really see eye to eye with each other. And that's major. Understood. Shout out to Potty Ali checking in too over there promoting double platinum cities. And
Money. Yeah, big party, big party.
Yeah, man. Love that guy. Love him. He's been such a dope person to work with since we met. You know, he's been really dope about sending interviews over. So definitely salute to you, bro. We appreciate you for sure. How did you guys link up?
One more time.
How did you and Potty Ali link up?
Man, me and Potty linked up from the greatest connection in Chicago ever. My homie DJ Q11, who's been like a super, he's been like a super advocate for me in my career in Chicago. And Potty's hometown is from there. And I think he like relocated out to Michigan, which is like my home state. So it was just really like this whole Midwest, hey cousin, type of vibe going on, and we kind of just connected and kind of like hit it off, just like from there. The vibe was good, the chemistry was good, and I believe that when we spoke with each other, our visions were aligned.
Mm,
Kind of like, damn, I want to do that too, bro. It was like,
yeah.
dope, I want to do that too. So supporting each other was really, really easy. And yeah, he's a genuine soul that I would literally I would not be here without Potty. So shout
Man,
out to
shout out
Potty
to
out
him.
there.
Salute, bro. Shout out to Whitney checking in. She said Michigan in the building,
You know
on
that, my
YouTube.
baby. You know that.
Absolutely. We appreciate it. We got people checking in on multiple platforms, YouTube, Twitter, which they call X now. I'm gonna always call it Twitter. It's always gonna be Twitter to me.
Oh, 10
Twitch and
songs
Facebook.
on 10 songs on my spaghetti, y'all. 10 songs. My
10
bad.
songs. Okay.
Yeah, 10
Okay.
songs on my spaghetti.
Listen, 10 songs is a great number because it's not too little and it's not too much. It's kind of
Yeah,
that perfect balance, easy to listen to, depending on the length of the songs. It might be around 30 minutes, even less.
that's exactly it.
On average, how long are you making your songs? Because, right now people are saying everybody's got a short attention span and songs seems to be getting shorter and shorter. About how
Yeah.
long are you creating your
So
songs?
they're definitely 100% shorter than what they used to be, and and I'm not mad at it. It's kind of just like with the times, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's kind of just like with the times. I remember getting to a point where I literally made, yeah, we had to. I remember the day we made the decision to stop doing three verses. Like I remember it. People, we were just like, it's over. No more three.
Yeah.
No more three verses. Don't ever do a three-verse song ever again. Like it's over. So I'm kind of I'm kind of two versing and out. I'm two
Yeah.
verses and out. I'll give you a hook or two. Might give you three if I like you. But other than that, kind of just doing our thing and getting out of there. You know what I'm saying? Hit and run.
No, absolutely. Like you said, we have to get on board with the times. It's like I heard Two Chainz say years ago, get on board or get left behind, and that's always stuck with me because that's the
Yep,
facts. That's just what it is. No matter if we like it or not, we have to learn to adapt to what's going on right now.
for sure, absolutely. Yeah,
Ab-
either adapt or die. It's like
no, that's facts. How often are you releasing new music?
not often. I actually do not release music often at all. If you want to be honest, um, and it's so funny because it's all in perspective.
Yeah,
So there was a time where let's say the Lil Wayne era, where the man is mass producing. He's doing 10 songs a day.
right.
I genuinely felt like he was overworking himself. I
Yes,
genuinely felt like he was slaving himself to us. You know what I'm saying? I see artists. Hear me. I might get attacked by a couple of artists for this. I see artists put out a lot of records, and I'd be like, "Ooh, I would never work that hard." I'd be like, "You're really working hard. I'm not gonna work that hard. I'm just not." And not to say that I'm not gonna, do my work. I think that is, if I gave you 100 songs, how valuable are they?
it's
Like,
it,
how
it
valuable is 100 songs to
devalues
me?
you. Right. I
They're not
agree.
valuable. They're just not worth anything to me. Yeah, I could drop a billion songs. Why am I working that hard? That's just crazy to me.
I
To
agree.
do all of that work and not get? Like, what are you getting off of all of that? Like, I'm not. I'm just not. I just feel like, yeah, pay me.
No, absolutely. I feel like a lot of these artists go through these times in their career where they're putting too much pressure on themselves. And that's where that overworking themselves comes into play. And something, again, one of my OGs told me that stuck with me. Shout out to my business partner, OG Bigger Rankin out here in Atlanta. I
Yeah,
remember when I first moved to ATL, I was going out all the time because I was trying to meet people, network. And he said, eventually you got to pull back from that because it waters you down. If you show up everywhere, people
yeah.
never feel the need to book you because they're like, oh, she going to show up anywhere or he going to show up anyway. Same thing with putting
Oh,
two,
there
there's a
go
fine
Tampa
line.
again. She in here
Right.
again.
She here right on time, 9 o'clock. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, okay, I'm not gonna drop a song every week for free just so blah blah blah. I'm like, no, I'm okay because like out of those 100 songs that I was just referring to, Dwayne, I'm really not. I'm not holding on to any of them. They were good
Right.
for the time and they entertained me for the time, but they weren't. You know,
They're not one of those songs that has that longevity that 20 years from now you're going to put on and want to listen to it. And that's
Yeah,
the type
for
of
sure.
music you're
And
making.
listen, and of course, like no, like I don't feel like I would ever have to say this. No disrespect to Wayne and his
Of
catalog at
course.
all, because
Of course.
you have albums like the Carter 2, you have albums like the Carter 3,
Agree.
you see
Yeah.
what I'm saying? You have these bodies of work that are unremovable. You would never remove them from the greatest of all time list.
Facts.
But then again, you have another 1,000 songs that you could have kept.
100%.
You could have kept all 1,000 of those records, brother. I didn't really need them.
No, you are absolutely right. Are you learning to play the guitar?
What you been lurking on my gram or something, man?
I've been
Who told
creeping.
you? Who told you I play guitar?
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it because that is so dope to me when people learn to play like live instrumentation. Why guitar?
So why guitar is because I genuinely honestly thought it was like the hardest thing ever to even do, or I never understood guitar. So I played, like the whole instrument thing in like elementary school, blah blah blah, the little band. But I always looked at I always looked at the guitar and could not understand it. How the hell do you make that sound doing that? Um, Prince is one of my greatest influences of all time,
Yes.
and understand listening to him and really processing what he was saying about the origins of music and
Yeah.
how every like you're never gonna escape the chord. Whew! You're never going to escape the chord. I don't care how you want to do this music thing. I don't care how you want to do it. You're never gonna escape the chord.
Right. That
So
stuck with you.
learn the fucking chord. Learn to play the chord.
Yeah.
Because once you learn how to play the chord, you actually know how to play music. Um, that's what's gonna separate a musician. You know what I'm saying? So I always looked at myself as a musician. I always looked at myself as an artist. And me not knowing how to play an instrument was kind of dawning on me on my
Yeah.
on my on my career. You know what I'm saying? It's like, don't even call yourself a musician and you don't play an instrument.
Absolutely. Because people who play instruments will correct someone who says they're a musician, but they don't play instruments.
Oh
That,
my gosh, hold on, it happens to me all the time. No, no, listen, I swear to you. So it happens to me all the time. Let me tell someone I'm a musician. Their immediate next answer is, "What instrument do you play?"
what instrument do you play? I play the guitar.
So I got smart with them. I started telling them I'm a vocalist, right? I'm like, hold on, stop asking me about this damn instrument I don't play. I'm a vocalist, you
Yeah,
know.
because Prince said one time that your voice is an instrument.
It's an
That came
instrument.
from Prince.
Yes, it is an
And so
instrument.
you are absolutely right. Your voice is
Yes,
your instrument.
but I knew I was copping out with that answer. Go and pick you up a instrument. And that's just really what it is. Oh, shout out to my great friend Ashley too, who is one of the best
I love
musicians that
her.
I know of my
I
entire
love
life. Oh
her.
my goodness. Oh
I
my
love
goodness.
her.
That is my baby from the sandbox. High school
She's
together,
so
travel
talented.
through college, music. I was literally driving from this city to Lansing, an hour and a half to Michigan State to come and rock with her, build. And she's been a professional musician since high school.
Man,
People don't know that. Ashley was literally playing in orchestras and getting paid to do weddings in high school.
yes. Doing it for a long time.
So yeah, and she plays like 17 different instruments.
Yeah.
So for sure, she's like one of my biggest and greatest inspirations as well. Just in music.
Um, I love her. Her and I sat down and I interviewed her probably about 2 years ago. So
Okay.
shameless plug. If you guys want to go back and dig on my YouTube, you can go watch.
Yeah.
But she was such a vibe. Like, and I met a really dope artist through her that she had actually brought through, from Detroit YB. And, he and
My
I have now,
baby. That's my baby.
yeah,
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 that's my
yeah.
baby.
See, it's a small world, man. So shout out to Ashley. Shout out to, Detroit YB, both out here in the Atlanta market just doing big things. See, you gotta come out here. You gotta come out here.
Yeah, I'll be out soon for sure.
Definitely. So let's go ahead and check out this record while we got everybody still tuned in. It's called Never Going Broke. It's another hit
Yes.
record of yours. Tell us a little bit about the inspiration when you wrote this record.
Woo! I think it's like so self-explanatory. I definitely remember sleeping on the floor. You feel me? I definitely remember sleeping in dirty clothes. I definitely remember a point in time in my life where I knew I was going somewhere. I just had no idea where.
Yeah.
I just knew I had to get off my ass. Like, I
Yes.
don't know what I'm gonna do today. I don't know how I'm gonna do it today, but I gotta eat today. And
Yes.
so that's just really where that was the inspiration behind it. Like, get up, get off your ass.
Absolutely. And this is a Go Grizzly record as well.
It is. Very proud of that one. Yeah, it
No,
is.
facts, man. You guys absolutely created magic with this record because, like, to me, just listening to your music, going back to like 2016 coming forward, I can still tell it's you, but I hear the growth in your music as well, if that makes sense.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, that's
Definitely.
I'm very proud to hear that. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Let me just ask you one more question before we check out the record. When you are in your writing zone, are you physically sitting down, putting pen to paper? Is that something that you still do, or do you
I
type it
haven't
on your
done that in a
phone?
while. No, I haven't done that in a while. And there are different. There are 100% different. How do I say it? There are different, I guess, categories of songs or like different like vibes of songs. So for instance, if I'm cooking and I'm creating something for me, it's like think about like especially like as a woman, right? Just think about like being in the kitchen and you're cooking something that you just want to eat.
Yes.
I'm not in a rush to make nothing for the kids. I'm not in a rush to make this cuz I got to go real quick and run out the house. I'm not making this cuz you asked me to make this. I'm about to cook. Oh, there's no pen, there's no paper. I can sit there with me, my beat, my manifestations, my mind, my engineer, and I can just go. If I'm in the studio and I'm cooking up a feature, I'm on time. I got an hour to
Yeah.
do this. All right, let me chop this up, and I might have to, I might go in and just punch something. I might lay some pen to paper, whatever just has to get the work done. You know what I'm saying? If I'm writing for someone else, I might sit there and write it out because I know that I'm gonna have to send these lyrics sooner or
Right.
later anyway. So let me just go ahead and write it down so I can send it with the pack.
Yes.
It just depends on what I'm cooking at the time. That's
Got you.
depends on what I'm
Understood.
cooking.
I love it. Listen, bro, I can't wait for you to come out here to Atlanta so we can sit down and do this face to face because I already know our energies are gonna mesh really, really well.
For sure. For
So
sure.
keep me posted when you come out here to ATL. Maybe we can have like a little family reunion. We'll invite Ashley to come through and YB and
Yeah, my baby. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
man.
For
Because
sure.
she hasn't been to my new studio. She was at my studio previously, so she hasn't been to my new spot. So that'd be a good excuse to get her to come through. I'll be like, guess who? I got a surprise guest coming through.
For sure. Listen, and I will circle back and I get on her head too. Be like, my baby, we gotta pull up.
Definitely. For the people that are tuned in on any of the platforms that are watching now or may see this later, tell them where they can follow you at on your socials.
Follow me everywhere at Created by Papa. That's Created by PAPA. Please, man, lock in with me. Stay tuned. You feel me? That's all I can really say. Stay tuned. Created by Papa.
Definitely. It's on the screen. So make sure you guys go follow him right now on social platforms. And what I really enjoy about you is you're very engaging on your social media as well.
Oh yeah, for sure. I love my fans like 100%. Like I don't know what it is about other people and their fans, but I love mine to death.
I know that's right. Listen, without our supporters, who are we? You know what I'm saying? We need those people to big us up to put us in the positions we're in. So definitely. And shout out to you. Is there anybody in particular that you want to give a shout out to?
Man, for sure. Again, let's run it back. Shout out to Paddy Ali. You feel me? The greatest in the game. They call him Ali for a reason.
Yeah.
Shout out to the boy DJ Q11. Shout out to the Yacht Club Social Network 100%. Shout out to Created by Papa, man. One more time. That's Created by PAPA. Lock in with Instagram, X, you know, wherever you at, I'm there 100%.
Definitely. I got one last question for you before we go ahead and jump into the record. We're live.
Industries most
Big
wanted.
Industries Most Wanted, not the little one, man. We got Created by Papa in the building.
You know
Tell
that?
everybody what makes you the Industries Most Wanted.
Tell everybody what makes me Industry's Most Wanted.
Yeah.
Listen, I think it's the whole point of I really don't give a damn. I think that's really just what it is. I'm not listening. I don't care about none of that shit they talking about in real life. You know what I'm saying? And I really think that's honestly what makes me the most. I might not even be most wanted in the way that I think I am. They might want me out of here or something. You feel me? Because in real life, I'm not gonna play with you. I ain't gonna fake you. We ain't doing none of that Hollywood shit over here. You feel me? We are from Joy Road in Illinois. Shout out to Detroit. It's so cold in the D. Y'all know what it is, man.
Man, facts. Bro, I appreciate you taking some time. I've kept you for a whole hour, so I appreciate you giving me some time tonight and letting the world understand your journey and being so transparent about everything. Before we get into the record, is there anything else that we maybe didn't cover that you want everybody to be on game with?
Hey, man, you know the P stand for Papa. Sim City JR.
Stay tuned. Album on the way, visuals on the way, guitar on the way.
Big Bro Yacht Club, man. Come on, man. Y'all know what it is, man.
All
TampaMystic.
that.
What up, though?
Hey, we about to get into this record, man. Can you go ahead and give us the official introduction?
Man, my baby. Y'all already know the P stand for Papa. Sim City JR. This is for my hustlers. Only for my hustlers. If you ain't hustling, this song is not for you, man. We ain't never going broke. Never, ever. Produced by my man's Go Grizzly. Shout out to everybody that rock with me, man. I love y'all.
Much love, man. Let's get into it. If y'all rocking with the record and you on any of the platforms that's tuned in, go ahead and drop them fire emojis. Let's go.
Yeah.
I remember sleeping on the floor. Slept in dirty sheets and dirty clothes.
Hey.
He said out the door. I don't even know where I'ma go. I just know that I ain't going broke. I just know that I ain't broke. I remember jugging at the stove. Glad that I don't do that shit no more. You know when you hear that what up dope. You know a nigga we gotta go. Pack us up, we bout to go on tour. Niggas know that they don't want no more. I remember sleeping on the floor.
Why don't you stand up and dance for us?
Brush a nigga teeth that out. I don't even know where I would go. I just know that I ain't going broke. Yeah. I just know that I ain't going broke. I remember popping on the low. I think I'm really about to blow. They was stealing from me on the low. You know them thieving niggas at the door. Grab another lift, we gotta blow. Buy for the way at the store. They gon' probably have to order more. I said a winner roll 3 in a row. Licking on a coffee full of gold. Grab all our shit, we gotta go. Pack us up, we bout to go toe. Niggas don't know what we got in store. I remember sleeping on the floor. Sleeping dirty sheets and dirty. Brush a nigga teeth that out the door. I don't even know where I'ma go. I just know that I ain't going broke. I just know that I ain't going broke. I just know that I ain't going broke.
That's a big old vibe right there, man. I love your energy. Thank you for getting up and doing a dance for us too.
Man,
Are you in a hotel right now moving around? Putting on a show.
Big poppin'.
We gotta throw some ones.
Yeah, man. So somebody got to make it rain on me or something.
Nah, facts, man. I'm virtually making it rain on you. Oh, we lost him. Listen, shout out to everybody who tuned in, checked in. We appreciate you being here. He might chime back in real quick so he can, shout out to everybody again one more time. It is your girl, TampaMystic, right here, Industry's Most Wanted. We appreciate everybody who took the time. If you guys missed any part of this interview, it does stay on my YouTube channel permanently, so you guys can definitely go back and check it out. But we about to get up out of here.